Hello, welcome to the new moon ceremony. We're going to be publishing this for August 23rd. This is one of the first times I've done this pre-recorded, so hopefully this goes well. Normally this is done live once a month, but I happen to be traveling and know that I will not have the time or the bandwidth to do this. So I decided to do a pre-recording to keep consistency and to keep supporting all of you in your new moon intentions. So let me introduce myself. I am Hillary, and a little bit about me is that I use varying techniques to supplement my coaching style. And I'm primarily using healing techniques such as using muscle testing to discover how and where things need to be addressed, as well as using healing modalities to help clear away whatever is blocking you. So, this actually came to me a few months ago to start offering these new moon ceremonies. And it was really, everything has been evolving around tea. And it is just kind of funny how it's evolving. And so each month it's a little bit different because I get a little more of a download and intuition kicks in how I'm supposed to do this. So I started the Magic Power in You a couple of years ago, probably about 2 years ago. I started Magic Power in You because I had been laid off from a job. And I decided that, I had heard from friends and family members that said, "How is it you so easily get a job?" And I sat down and I started writing a course to help people that were experiencing the same thing as me. There were a lot of layoffs at the time, and they have continued, of course, over the last few years. And so I wanted to bring the magic of how I set intentions in the world for myself. And I feel like the new moon ceremony is an extension of how I set my intentions in my life. And I just wanted to share that with people and how they can start setting intentions and getting clearer and clearer on what they want in life. I think one of the challenges is that people don't know what they want. And that's where they get extremely challenged and stuck. Um, and it's about getting clear. So with this new moon, let's talk about this new moon. So this new moon is it's about physical health, exercise, your work, your job, um, how to be more efficient, more organized, um, clearing discrimination and discernment, and being of helpfulness and service. So, if you're looking for ways to do this, being more in service, this would be a great month to set intentions around that. Again, order, routine, and systems. So if you're looking to start exercising, start uh, doing more things around that, you can do that. And this month will really support that. Letting go of perfectionism. Oh, this one is one of my big ones. How do I let go of perfectionism and allow it to not stop me from moving forward? And intentional action. How do I set more intention and take action on that? So that's our theme for August. And so, with that, what I'd like to do is begin by first putting our hands on our hearts and taking a deep breath and just allow your mind to sink down into your heart and just rest there for just a moment for a few breaths. And I forgot to say, if you haven't grabbed your cup of tea, grab your journal. You can pause the video here and make sure that you go get those so that you can have your journal and tea ready for the ceremony. Um, Feel free to sip your tea throughout the ceremony. We just leave just a little bit enough towards the end so that we can do a little infusion into the tea before, after we set the intentions. So let's focus on what is it that you are ready to let go of right now? What are the thoughts, the habits, the emotions, the roles, the expectations? If you're thinking about the themes of this month, what are things that you want to let go of around your physical health, your diet, your exercise? What about your work, your job, organization? Where do you feel you're um, experiencing any kind of discrimination or discernment? Um, where are things not being helpful or in service in your life? What's in disorder? Where do you need more routine? Where are you at with perfectionism? So focus on that, and we'll journal on this for just a moment, and and then we'll go on to the next exercise. All right. So normally I would open this up to have some sharing, but since we do not have, we're not live, I will share some of mine. Mine are not exercising enough, poor eating habits, letting perfection get in my way and causing procrastination. Those are a couple of things for me that I'm ready to let go of. And really step into this power. So if you're not done journaling, go ahead and pause the video and then come back when you're ready. And so the next question I have is, what area of your life needs more order and care? Your body, diet, health, workspace, routines, and boundaries. So take a few minutes to journal on that. And where would you welcome? Well, all right, first I'll share my response to areas of my life that need some more order. Of course, this is eating healthy and exercising because that's part of what I had written in the previous prompt, but also cleaning off my desk and keeping my desk more in order. That would be something that would be a really nice thing for me to do. Sometimes it gets a little too many journals and I need to keep it organized and clean and clear. So those were my things. If you're not done with that prompt, go ahead and pause the video and you can come back when you're ready. So where would you welcome more flow in your life? What is it that feels stuck right now where you might need to let go? Um, the shadow that we're in right now is around um, dishonesty and hiding our true feelings, denying connection and emotional separation. So, where could you possibly open up more honesty, more intimacy, more authentic connection and transparency? Where could you possibly open up more of that in your life? So, think about that. Write that in your journal, and we'll come back in just a moment. All right, if you're not done, you can pause the video. So for me to share, where I would welcome more flow is around intimacy. It has been something that I have been focusing on over the last month, around intimacy with my own body, loving myself um, more deeply. And that intimacy, making sure I get up and hug myself in the morning and tell myself I love you, um, to trigger more intimacy, more connection um, with myself and model that out into the world. That's really what I'm wanting to welcome in. So, what does the intimate, honest version of you want to know? What does that part of you want to know right now? Take a few minutes to journal on that. Maybe close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to hear the inner knowing, the inner self, telling you what does the intimate, honest version of you want to know. If you're not complete, you can pause the video. And so for me, what I received when I was checking in was a message of, you got this. And thank you for taking the time to acknowledge the parts of you that need more love and care. That was the message I received. And how, what does it want me to know? It wants me to know that I've got this, that I'm supported, that I am on the right path. So it's just more of a confirmation for me. So what I want to do now is taking those things that you just journaled about. What I want to do is a little clearing and healing session around this. So if you would just close your eyes, take a deep breath, allow your mind to fall into your heart. Take another deep breath. And in front of you is a set of doors. These are your beliefs, the beliefs that are keeping you from achieving whatever your intentions may be today. So I want you to go to the door that is most calling you. Maybe it's a bright door, maybe it has neon lights, maybe it's making a loud noise, whatever it may be, whatever door is attracting you. I want you to go to that door and I want you to open that door. What does it look like behind that door? When you open that door, what's there for you? How does it feel? What are the colors? What are the smells? How is it activating your senses? Is it clean? Is it messy? Are there cobwebs? What's there when you look through that door? And what I want you to do now is take a step inside that door. And as you step in, the source of where this was created appears before you. Is it something in your current life, a past life, an ancestor, or even maybe a future life? Or was it a particular incident? What was the source of this? Where did it come from? Have a conversation with the source and ask it, what happened? Why did we create this? What was the source's sole reaction to this situation? How did it react? Ask it what it needs in order to heal, in order to clear and clean this space inside this door. What would it need right now? Now intend whatever it needs that you can provide that now, that you can give it whatever it needs. And begin to see that room transform, the source transform into light and love as it heals. And then I want you to thank the source for the gifts that it has given you, for the gift of being able to heal and clear this and to bring this into your awareness. Thank it for that. Ask its forgiveness if it's needed. And just before you're ready to leave this room, the source has opened its hands, opened up to you, and provided you a gift. What is that gift? I want you to take that gift and place it within you. And now you can turn and leave the room and close the door. And as you do, that door dissolves into the light because you've done your work. You've helped clear and cleanse the energy of that belief. And I want you to take a deep breath and inhale the gratitude you feel right now in this moment for what you have received. And exhale that gratitude out into the world. Thank you for doing your part. And then I want you to tap at your forehead 3 times to acknowledge the work that you have just done. Maybe take a moment to journal what you received, what you experienced from clearing that belief. What action you might need to take in order to keep moving forward from that healing session. What is it that you need? If you're not finished with that journal prompt, go ahead and just pause the video. And we're going to move into the ceremony intention. So the themes are around physical health, exercise, your work, your job, efficient organizing, discernment, clearing any discrimination, helpfulness and being of service, order, routine, and systems, letting go of perfectionism, intentional action, and then the gift in the city in human, well, actually in the gene keys, human design. It's around the gift is intimacy, openness, transparency, authentic connection. The city is transparency, divine honesty, oneness, vulnerability without fear. So, you know, this is a good time to let go of any dishonesty, perfectionism, rigid standards, opening to that deep intimacy within your own truth, body, and work. Um, and welcome that transparent alignment in service and health. So, trust that clarity and grounded action can be both healing and joyful. And so, with that, take some time to set your intentions for this new moon and what you would like to bring into your life, and what's alive there for you to bring in right now. So I'll give you a few minutes to do this, and then I'll come back and we'll do our tea ceremony. All right. So if you're not completed with writing your intentions, you can pause the video and continue. So now that we have set our intentions, we've cleared the beliefs that have been in our way of our intentions. So we've opened that door. Now we're going to do a little ceremony with our tea. So I want you to take your tea, and I'll hold my teacup up here. So what you want to do is hold your left hand up. All right, let me step back just a little bit. So hold your left hand up. And then what I want you to do is set the intention that you are receiving all of your intentions into your hand, into that left hand. And you may feel some tingling sensations. You may not, depending on what type of magic that you have within you. You may or may not feel it. It's okay if you don't. And allow that energy to flow in through that left hand and out into the right. And hold your right hand above your cup of tea. And allow that to flow into the tea, all of your intentions. So we're working with the emotions of the water and setting our intentions to help to infuse all this energy, all of our intentions into our tea. So take a few breaths and allow that to continue to flow. And you can be holding it like I am. I tend to, when I'm doing this for myself, I tend to hold my hand over top of the cup of tea. Let all those intentions to flow through you. And we're setting the intention that we will receive the healing, the energy, the frequencies that we need right now in order to embody these intentions. We're going to spiritualize, energize, and calibrate our intentions. And we're going to hold these for everyone that is in this group, that is watching this video, that you are receiving these intentions as well. For the highest and best good of all of us, we're holding each other, allowing the intentions to flow through us as a group. And we are so grateful to receive this. We are grateful for our time together. We thank you for this energy. All right. And then take a few sips of tea. Allowing the energy that we just created within the structures of that water, of our tea, to flow in through us. And close your eyes and take a deep breath. And what action is there for you to take in order to put these intentions into motion? What actions are there for you? Write them down. All right, now commit to taking those action steps that you have written down. And if you need support around all of this, because what can happen is when we set these intentions, um, and sometimes we get stuck and then we don't take the actions. Like when I was trying to think of, it's like I've been working on steps to be visible for probably about a year. Is probably close to a year now. And it was very difficult for me to do that, to take steps to be visible. Uh, and it was through one, going through a coaching program with a group that helped support me, to really peel away those areas of being invisible. Why was I stepping in? Why was I holding myself invisible? And it really helped me to continue. While I had this intention to be visible, it wasn't easy. And so if you need support around that, you can book a discovery session with me and we can talk about ways that, if you get stuck, how you can receive help. And I'm more than happy to have that discussion with you and to be there to be of support. So, what have you received today from doing this activity? One thing I have received is to do this again on the new moon, but that's my action item for today. But so what have you received? And take a moment to write that down. What did you receive from doing this? And normally I would really love to have this as a sharing moment for all of us. But since we are virtual and pre-recorded, we cannot do so. But I hope that you received many blessings from one, clearing the stuck beliefs, and I hope that you receive your intentions for this new moon. And I will see you again next month in September. You can follow me on Eventbrite or sign up and download the New Moon Journal, and you will get notifications for every new moon. So thank you all so much for continuing to be here and to show up and be the light that this world needs by being more intentional about how we're living and being the light. So thank you so much. Talk to you next month.